Tell us a bit about Nothing Left to Fear.
The story was totally influenced by the mythology that surrounds Stull, Kansas.
Which is supposed to be like one of the 7 gates of hell, is that right?
It was one of the gateways to hell. I mean, everybody knows this.
Yeah.
And especially people who live in and around Stull. There's a famous or infamous graveyard there, which attracts a lot of visitors. That's supposed to be pretty gnarly. There's bands that won't play in the adjacent city. The Pope won't fly over it.
Hello? Anyone here?
It's really supposedly a very nice little town, but because it's got this folklore about it, it's permanently haunted.
Patrick Kingman asked me to keep an eye out for you.
So what is it about horror films that you love so much?
I guess there's something innately fascinating about these sort of dark elements that have always attracted me. I don't know if it's monsters, you know, I'm always a fan of the villain, you know, so, and I like the mystique or the mystery of a lot of the stories, you know.
Do you have any memories or fears that you had as a kid growing up from seeing all those movies?
Jaws, when it first came out, and it was 1975, so I was 10 years old, and that really played a head trip with me.
Did you? You're like, I'm not going to the ocean.
I remember it was dusk one night in Santa Monica. We were visiting some friends, and I was out playing in the pool by myself. And as it started getting darker, my imagination started playing tricks on me, and I felt really uncomfortable in the pool.
For a film like that, you know, the soundtrack plays such a huge part. Do you take inspiration from other horror films?
I try not to borrow anything specifically. There's a lot of great scores that have been written for a great number of horror films and films of all different genres. But, you know, obviously there's some things that I recognize that are just so, like, iconic. And I try not to think about that when I'm actually writing. I just try and stay in the moment and create something that is true to what I'm feeling and then see where that goes.
Is that it? Oh!
Kidding me. Did the movers just leave everything on the ground?
No, they were nice fellas. We just figured you didn't want any strangers traipsing through your house.
This is so nice.
You did the right thing, you know.
So are you more into the slasher films or the psychological, spiritual horror films?
Well, that's sort of the funny thing about having a production company called Slasher Films, because my whole reason for doing this was to deviate away from slasher films and be involved in the kind of movies that actually really turned me on, which aren't so much about graphic violence as they are about the psychological mind. It's screwing.
Yes, I know
you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
This place is evil.
Have faith. This is your servant, Lord. This is his will.